Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another video here with me, Rich Aesthetic. I had already filmed this and I was actually just in the process of editing it, but I don't know if I filmed wrong, so we're about to see if I filmed wrong or not. But the quality is just, it looks like shit. I know cinematic mode is 1080p, but I was still expecting a little bit more out of 1080p. So yeah, we're gonna try this again. Maybe the lighting was off and I was a little bit far away from the camera and I was using a little bit of scaling, so I totally get it. Anyways, but this is what this video is about. Could you make a tech style or podcast, talk show host style react video, whatever it is that you do, but could you do that with cinematic mode? Instead of, shelling out $1,000 or $2 for like a Canon or a Sony, and then, buying a lens that almost costs the same amount as the camera, just to have, nice aperture and bokeh going on. And I just want to look at what artifacting we see and whether or not like you're able to shoot B-roll and then make a good A-roll. And the A-roll comes from this, because this whole video is going to be shot in cinematic mode. Not using my Canon R6. I really like that camera. So, alright, let's jump into these shots. And I'm just going to do a voiceover, and then I'll be back at the end to share some final thoughts.
Alright, so I'm over here on my studio mic now. And straight off the bat, what I'm seeing here, I'm looking between like the kind of triangles above my ear under the headphone band. Like that part's obviously not blurred. You can see there's a lot more like sharpness and detail there. But looking at the overall cutout of my figure, like my head, you can see the weird the weird shape from the headphone band and like the line over my shoulders and back. Alright, so on to another clip here. Girlfriend walking in front of the camera. It had her blurred pretty good there. Alright, let's watch that again. This time I'm playing at 50%. It's not a slow-mo clip. Cinematic mode can only do 30 FPS. But you can see the whole time she passed, there was motion blur on her, but there was an obvious augmented bokeh around on the background. And last time here, look at her figure. Like even the little hairs atop her head, I mean those are blurred out. But overall, like, I know this isn't something that you'd probably, use in a tech or podcast type of show, YouTube video. But yeah, let's move on to some B-roll, which, let's be honest, the tech community has mastered the art of B-roll. Alright, so right off the bat, I chose to film this because I have a small rig case on and you can see through the little partitions, just like with the AirPods Max headband earlier, that you can see that there's no background blur happening there. So there's definitely some issue there. That time, the passover was a little bit better, but I think that was just the natural blur you get anyways when filming in regular video mode. And here again from the back, same idea. But for the most part, it looks good. Had I not had the case on there, the camera would have looked a-okay. Alright, so now if you haven't seen this video, I made a review of this Mophie Snap Plus power station stand. I love this stand for a factor of reasons. Go check out that video. But for a more blocky device like this, you can do some pretty nice B-roll. Obviously, cinematic mode only shoots in 30 FPS, so definitely try to film as slowly as possible to simulate a slow-mo B-roll. Here we got some AirPods Max. The white color was really difficult for the blur to get around, and it really blends in, so be careful when shooting very light objects. And then here we got this weird shape. It's a magic arm. The blur's being applied all right to it. A little bit of artifacting going on over around the Joby light, and now here when you're coming in close, that silver part connection piece just disappears. Alright, so this last example is specifically what it might look like if you were filming some type of talk show, right? That's one of the examples I missed earlier. And just right off the bat, so I'm playing around here with the blur. So I'm pretending to do a little interview. I put my hand up. You can see my nose there in profile view. There's quite a bit of artifacting going on. But here the blur switched real nicely. I did that in the tracking editing timeline. You can see though, it's all the artifacting that happens is around edges, and like under my baseball cap there, it was also showing the wall in focus. So here I'm holding an item up, it didn't focus very well on the item. So even when I changed where I wanted the focus to be on, it still wasn't really in focus. Finally, we're zooming in on the iPad mini 6 camera, and sorry for the shaking, but you can see the blur is applied nicely, but then when coming at it perpendicular to the device, you can see that it doesn't know what the object is anymore. And I was manually tapping on the screen trying to get it to focus, but the camera just couldn't realize that there's an object right there. So I feel like that's something that could be fixed in the software update, because the iPad mini, as you saw, was very clearly there. So maybe with some machine learning that could be improved in the future. All right, catch you on the flip side.
Coming back from the footage, I think we can agree that it's definitely, I would say it's viable, right? You know, everyone says that it's not the equipment you have that matters. It's all about the effort you put into it and the quality of your production, as far as was it worth my time. And with YouTube videos, if you're providing the information, you've seen it, like TikTok, everyone's filming with like you know, their phones, and there's so many people who are offering so many cool, thoughtful creations and being so creative, and it's just a phone camera, right? So you could go the MKB HD route, where you're really just providing an awesome cinematic experience in your tech videos, or you can be really insightful like Canoopsy, but of course he has really nice equipment too, but you could do all that with a phone. So anyways, to finish it out, this is a regular video without any of the motion blur, or sorry, any of the bokeh from the cinematic mode applied behind me. And yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. What do you like? Do you like cinematic mode? Do you prefer this? Or do you prefer more professional styles of bokeh and don't want to mess with any of this augmented shit? So yeah, hit subscribe if you want more videos like this. This has been Rich Aesthetic. Hope you enjoyed these tips, and I'm out. See you in the next one.